but, like, she physically says we made love. And I'm like, did y'all fuck in a gazebo?
In the gazebo? Here's the thing. We thought that handshake was like, yes, now we are equals, and then they fucked in the gazebo.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show business.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My
Of the music
Oh, also, I forgot to show.
You didn't tell me it arrived!
I wanted to show you in person. It only got here like 2 days ago. It's so good.
Oh,
It's a good
I'm
mug.
glad
It's
you
a
like
good
it.
size. It's like
Yeah,
hefty
good.
and like fits the hand.
Well, happy birthday.
Thanks.
For a physical thing.
Yeah. For anyone who's actually listening to this is a mug that says "Freak in the Sheets" and it's an Excel spreadsheet, which is very
Because Grace
accurate.
mentioned it on our last 1 or 2 episodes ago, and I literally ordered it while we were talking about it. Yeah, I was like, where can shipping to New Zealand?
Done.
Great, set. This was an interesting one.
Yeah. I understand the criticism around this movie of it just being a rewrite of the Gay Divorcee.
You know what? You said it.
Yep.
Or I'd rather critics said it.
Yeah,
not us.
I know. I'm not the first one to say it, and I won't be the last.
Yeah. Did I have a good time? For the most part.
Yeah.
I want to know if you can pick out when I, like, fully dropped the plot. When I was fully just like, and I don't care. And I picked it back up. But there was a point halfway through where Grace was like, I have this much longer. And I was like, cool, I'm at this point and I don't care.
I know. It's somewhere in Venice.
I don't know. It's
like
somewhere in Venice.
It's the whole Venice sequence, honestly.
I actually don't think it was in Venice when I dropped
Really?
interest. Okay, anyway.
We'll get there.
Welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome to 5, 6, 7, 8, a movie musical podcast. The podcast where we review and recap movie musicals. And we are going back in time this week to 1935?
Yes, 1935.
Hey! For the Fred Astaire, hell yeah. Ginger Rogers,
Hell
hell
yeah.
yeah. Top Hat.
Yes.
Irving Berlin.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Started off really strong with the RKO radio tower on top of the world, which always gives me
It's so
just
silly.
like, the Titanic has sunk. Breaking news.
Breaking news. Yeah, and so this is fully black and white. This is one of the most famous of the Fred Astaire Ginger Rogers movies. It was the first one that was written exclusively for them, and I'll talk more about that later. But
and it follows closely on the heels of the Gay Divorcee.
yes, which was I think 1934.
Like 2 years. Yeah, so like truly on the heels. Same director.
They were like, yes, and this movie.
Oh, that worked? Great.
Do it
Multiply.
again.
Do it again.
Times 2.
This time in Venice. Did you see the fun? I can cut this.
Yeah.
Did you see the fun fact that said like the guy who played Bedini's impression of an Italian was so offensive that this movie was banned in Italy?
No, I forgot to look at fun facts, so that is so I actually just clicked over to the fun facts, and that is the first one at the top of the list, and that's
It's so
funny.
funny to me.
No, I have
The same thing happened with Gay Divorcee, which I think we talked about, but it's been a
Yes.
minute.
No, my fun fact, which I'll talk about later, is about the feathers.
The ostrich feathers?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. We don't start in Italy.
No.
We start in London outside
town.
the Thackeray Club, which is a gentleman's club, but not in that
Which is
way.
a quiet club.
It is a place for white older men to come and read the newspapers in silence. And that's the whole bit, is that you have to be quiet while you're there.
Yeah.
So
So it's
these
like
old men,
a waiter like accidentally clinks a glass, and everyone's like,
and everyone's just,
yeah.
and there's Fred Astaire, sitting by the fire with his own newspaper, and he accidentally he's clearly bored. He coughs and everyone like stares at him. Newspapers are loud.
Yeah.
That's just the whole thing.
Yeah.
But his colleague, Mr. Horace Hardwick, arrives, and we learn that Fred Astaire's character's name is Jerry Travers. He's an American. Is Hardwick English?
Yes, I think he's supposed to be British.
Yeah. He's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Hardwick arrives. He's and Jerry. I'm just gonna call them by their first names for the
'cause
rest of
that's
the
easy.
film. Jerry has been waiting for Horace for all evening. Yeah. Horace is he is a brand new theater producer. He is producing his first show, and Jerry is the American star in it. Yes. They go back to Horace's hotel, and Horace is very, very stressed. Jerry is a bit of a star, and he really wants this premiere tomorrow night to go well, and he wants to avoid scandal as much as possible.
Yes.
And then tap dance is used to be a tap dancing is used to be a menace to society.
Yeah, so Horace grabs Jerry to like lead him out of the quiet room, but then Jerry's just like, fuck all of these old people, and just like tap dances real fast, and they all like
I see several have heart attacks. It's great.
So they end up going back to Horace's hotel, and there's a whole thing of Horace revealing that he's currently fighting with his butler Bates over ties.
They had a tiff.
The relationship between Horace and Bates is reminiscent to me of the director and his assistant in The Producers.
Oh. yeah.
Right? Like, if you think of that along with everything that happens, you're like, oh, they're the same people.
Oh, yeah.
And they're definitely together. Like, I know that Horace is married, and that's a whole deal that comes later, but they're definitely, like, they're together. But
they bicker like an old married couple.
Absolutely. So they're having a tiff, and so they're not speaking to each other. Horace also reveals that his wife will not be there for opening night because she's currently in Italy, and she wants him, Horace, and Jerry to come to Italy to visit and meet a friend of hers.
For the weekend.
For the weekend, yes. Now, Jerry hears this and is like, I'm not really interested in going to Italy. I'm not really interested in whatever setup your wife is currently trying to do, because
like matchmaking
thing. I'm no strings, don't want to be tied down. And we get our first song, which is...
And that's when I wrote... Okay, I had a typo. I wrote, oh, hell yeah, it's an actual musical. But what I actually wrote was, oh, hell yeah, it's an actual musician. Because my brain went somewhere else. But yeah, this is a true blue musical, which I'm not going to lie. When I saw the description that he was an actor, I was like, fuck, it's going to be another, like... only exists within the context of a show. Yeah.
It's not.
And it's not. It's a true musical.
So he starts to sing the song No Strings, just about how he just likes, chatting with people and talking with people and flirting with people, but only with no strings. Classic bachelor.
He's an independent boy. Yeah. That's the word, bachelor.
Bachelor boy.
And then tap dances once more. He just can't help himself, and he starts dancing around this hotel room.
And it's so funny, because he starts dancing, and as happens every time I see someone dance, like tap dancing specifically, in a place that is multiple floors, I'm always like, oh man, who's below them? But lo and behold, they actually address this, because the person who is in the room below them is Ginger Rogers.
And I got so rudely happy,
because that's never normally addressed.
They actually use it as a plot device and don't just conveniently ignore the fact that he is causing a major inconvenience to someone. Yeah. So lo and behold, Ginger Rogers was asleep and has been rudely awoken by this man's tap dancing.
Yes.
And her name is Dale Tremont.
I do love
the name Dale. She calls the hotel.
I don't know.
I love the name Dale for a woman. And she calls the manager and be like, what the fuck is going on upstairs in the room above me? And the manager goes, oh, that's Mr. Hardwick's room. Yeah. And so the manager then calls up to Horace's room, and Horace goes down to speak to the manager, but Dale decides she's not going to wait for the manager to fix this problem, because this tap dancing has continued, and she goes up a flight of stairs, and she knocks on the door of Horace's suite, because the room is registered. Oh, that was another thing. The room is registered under Horace because he doesn't even want like reporters or people to know that Jerry is in town. Again, they don't want to know where he's staying, avoid the scandal. But she knocks on the door, and Jerry answers, and he immediately falls in love.
Just immediately head over heels. To be fair, Ginger Rogers is stupidly attractive. Like,
she's so stunning.
Ugh.
He invites her in. She says, "You've been disturbing me."
Yeah. And he tells her, like, he's a big old dummy, where he's just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I just have this affliction in which this condition where I just break out and dance sometimes, and the only way that I can be stopped is if someone holds me." Like,
if someone puts their arms around me. Oh no, I feel another attack coming.
I know, and so she just goes, "Okay," and then just leaves. She has a lot of really good witty one-liners, which I didn't write down many of them, but there's a few that are really good.
Now, she has gone out into the hallway and Jerry has followed her, and that is when they part. Jerry and Dale have this conversation out in the hallway. They part ways. She goes back down the stairs. Horace comes out of the elevator being like, the manager, like, "You need to stop tap dancing. You are a menace."
Yes.
And Jerry says, "Okay, that's fine. Here, hold this." And he grabs the large ashtray, the public ashtray from the hallway.
That's just like
he takes
a
it
vase
into
full
their
of sand, which, let me tell you, that shit is heavy.
That shit is heavy and it is nasty.
Yeah.
And he takes it into the hotel room and he sprinkles it all over the floor like it's dream dust, and he tap dances over it,
man,
so that he doesn't really make the tappity tap noises.
I'm like, or you could just stop,
sir.
Tapping.
You could take your shoes off. I was so disgusted by this. I was like, "Sir, you are a menace."
Or, hear me out. Or,
crazy thought.
You just shut the fuck up.
No, and even Horace is like, please don't do this to my nice hotel room.
But they, like, have a whole bit where it's like the sand sprinkle, and she falls asleep to the sound of muffled tapping, and Horace also falls asleep, and then Jerry gets tired and he falls asleep, and it's a whole thing. Anyway,
maybe it was being poisoned by the carcinogens they brought into their room.
Truly.
Anyway, cut to the next day. Jerry has gone to a flower shop and bought all the flowers
shop in the hotel somehow.
In the hotel.
Yeah.
I think so, or like next door. But he buys all the flowers in the flower shop to send up to Dale's room,
including something that
charges
has been pre-ordered by another customer. It is chaos to me that place was like,
that they sold
this thing that we made, not even that it was bought by someone else, that we made for someone else specifically to order for an opening of something else. Fuck them, I guess. I'll just give it to you.
Yeah.
I was like, how does that...
We can make another one, I guess.
Anyway.
Okay, so Jerry charges this purchase to Horace's room, so it's going to come under the name Horace Hardwick. And Jerry doesn't say, like, from Jerry. Jerry writes, like, from your
silent
ardent admirer. Silent admirer on the card.
Yeah.
Once Jerry leaves, the florist comments to the shop girl saying Mr. Bedini has some competition, and we learn that there's a man named Bedini, Alberto Bedini, who has been sending Dale flowers every single day and other nice things, implying that she's like
a kept woman or something.
Yeah.
I love a lore dump through gossip. It's one of my favorite ways to find things out, is hearing characters gossip.
Do you want to know a fun fact about this scene?
Absolutely.
You want to know who plays the flower shop girl?
Who?
Lucille Ball.
Stop! That was her?
That was her, apparently. I discovered that afterwards, and I did not go back to verify, so
I probably
the internet
won't
might be
either,
wrong.
But that's okay. Oh, that's a good fun
Uncredited.
fact. That is a fun fact.
Then Jerry finds Dale in the lobby and just physically accosts her with jokes.
Just harasses her with banter. And she is dressed in a riding outfit, so she is going to go horseback riding at like a club or something, and he offers to like drive her there, but she's like, no, I have a cab. White people shit, yes.
We also learned that she is planning to check out of the hotel tonight. Yes. They're planning to leave
tonight.
We don't know where. But then this man,
in big phantom energy, decides to take over as a driver on the carriage that she's in. And
you're right, it is exactly Phantom.
The exact same thing as Phantom. So Eric
decides
so
funny. A little less menacing.
Still a little bit menacing, but definitely
You just
less.
called him Eric.
Yeah.
It's Jerry.
No, I know. I called him Eric on purpose.
Okay.
Eric, Jerry Eric decides to take over this carriage and drive her to the
horseback riding
horse factory
school thing.
And
horse factory.
I don't know, man.
No.
Where they make the horses. And she kind of realizes halfway through, so he's putting on an accent and like being sassy, and then he starts tapping on the little footboard that the driver,
the foot pedals
has, and she's like, oh, this motherfucker, and like opens it up and actually looks up and sees his face, and then he says peekaboo, which I hated.
He says peekaboo. I hated
that. And then they get to the horse place.
Yeah, despite him not knowing how to stop a horse.
The horse is just like,
I
know,
led the way.
I know where I'm going.
I know where I need to go.
So then she goes riding, and a thunderstorm
the wind
happens.
picks up, and it looks like it's about to storm. Yeah. It starts to pour, and she seeks cover under like a gazebo bandstand.
We love a gazebo.
Says, fuck the horse. But she says fuck the horse, and she ties it to a tree in the rain. Anyway, she gets into I first called it a gazebo. It is a bandstand, yes. And I know that because they referenced it in the dramaturgy I was reading later, but I fully wrote it was a gazebo. Yes. We love a gazebo. And Jerry conveniently pulls up still in his cabbie outfit, still with his horse-drawn carriage cab, with an umbrella, and he goes to rescue her from the rain. She's like, I don't need your help.
This is one of my favorite lines of hers, where he was just like, "Ma'am, might I offer to save you?" And she's like, "No thanks, I'd rather be in distress." And I did enjoy that line.
But her tough girl act falls apart when she reveals unintentionally that she's afraid of thunder. Yeah. And Jerry then he mansplains thunder to her first.
Incorrectly.
And then he uses lightning and thunder as a metaphor for human attraction and starts to sing the song, "Isn't This a Lovely Day?" parenthetical, "to be caught in the rain."
Yes.
And it starts off with him singing to her. Then she gets a little warmer towards him, and they get up to dance. It's not a partner dance, in that they never put their arms around each other until the end.
Yeah, until the end. So, but it's kind of
they start separate, like
it's
kind of
like a tease and like a testing each other kind of deal, because he dances and then she keeps up with him. And he's like, "Oh, you just did the same thing I did. Well, what if I do this?" Mm-hmm. And then she does her own version of it.
Anything you can do, I can do
better. Yeah,
better.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Same energy.
The reason I paused is because I had been singing "Anything You Can Do, I Can Do," Bleeding. From
wow, great.
What? No, it's like women will do anything.
No, I know,
while
we're on our period. Yeah,
okay.
No, I get.
Yeah, while we're
I get it. I just
you got the joke. Okay,
but it just like took
you
me
weren't
back.
Expecting it. Anyway, this is a fun song and dance,
and he falls more in love.
It's almost
and
all one take,
and she falls in love with him a bit as well. And they're like almost touching each other, and they're like partner dancing without actually touching, and then out of nowhere he fully just sweeps her up in his arms, and they like wildly swing around this bandstand, and it is quite adorable. I mean, them dancing together is famous for a reason. Their partnering is truly something special.
And I loved that at the end they shook hands.
Yeah. It was just like
it was very much a,
it kind of feels like
I see you.
Hey, I feel like I've just actually met you after dancing with you. Now I know who you are. Kind of deal. So we cut back to the hotel.
Hang on, I have a little bit of a dramaturgical note about this dance.
Yes.
The dance is unique in that she's still in her riding clothes.
Yeah.
So she has a very masculine silhouette as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it further implies the spirit of equality betwixt them as dance partners in this number, and the fact that they end on a handshake, very much implying like, I see you. Yeah. You kept up, you held your own. I respect you.
It's
and
part
like
of the fun as well, because it's like he starts the dance with like his suit jacket open and like his hands in the pocket, and so she kind of does the same thing with her riding like jacket and hands in the pocket, and so it really is like a fully equal partnership, it feels like, which you don't often get in dances in the 30s.
No. Cut back to the hotel. Dale gets back to the hotel room, and now she has hearts in her eyes.
Yeah, I could have danced all night energy.
Yeah, and she's like, and Bedini is there,
yes.
and they have an agreement. They're not romantically involved right now.
Yes.
They have a business agreement, but she's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here. I want to see that guy again.
Yes.
And Bedini's like, whoa, wait. No, we have a business agreement. Bedini is a fashion designer.
Yes, for dresses.
And he says, no, we have an agreement. You wear my dresses, and then you hang out with your smart friends, like your socialite friends. And when they're like, oh, cool, who made that dress? You can say, it's a Bedini.
It's Bedini.
So he's using her for that.
Yes. And
it's revealed that Dale is who Horace's wife is waiting for in Italy.
Yes.
She is the mystery woman that Madge, Horace's wife, wants to set Jerry up with.
Yes.
But Dale doesn't. Dale's like, I don't want to go to Italy now. I want to hang out with this cool guy I just met.
And she does reveal also that they never actually, introduced each other to each other.
No.
So she doesn't know his name.
Dummies.
She
ends
up calling
very
him Adam.
first thing.
So dumb.
Yeah, and like a whole Adam and Eve
Adam
thing.
Kind of deal.
Yeah. Dale gets a telegram and it's from Madge.
Yes.
And she says, hey, my husband Horace is gonna come meet you at the hotel.
Yeah.
And Dale's like, all right, cool. I'm still not going to Italy.
Yeah.
And she starts to unpack.
Yes.
And here begins the plot device, essentially.
12th Night.
So
here we go.
Honestly, 12th Night has more going on than that. 12th Night at least has a B plot.
Yeah, no, I know.
This is the whole thing. Okay. Dale goes down to the lobby.
Yes.
She is dressed for dinner, and she is planning to meet Horace. And she asks the concierge, oh, is Mr. Hardwick here?
Yes.
And the concierge goes, oh, he's up there on the upper balcony.
He's the one with the briefcase.
With the briefcase.
Yes.
And across the lobby, we see both Jerry and Horace coming down the hallway. Mm-hmm. Horace has a briefcase. They are both dressed in their suits. And Jerry mentions to Horace that, oh, the box office called and there's something wrong with the tickets. And Horace, again, immediately wants this show to go well.
Yeah.
That night, I guess.
I think so.
That night or tomorrow
night?
I guess it's that night.
Yeah.
It's the day of the show, maybe. It's like, what? Take my briefcase. I'm going to go to the theater right now. And he runs off. So the conceit is Dale looks across the lobby at whom the concierge was pointing at, who was pointing at Horace. The concierge did his job.
Yes.
But from behind the chandelier comes Jerry, sans Horace, with the briefcase. And Dale says, oh my God, that's Horace? Yeah. My friend's husband who just flirted with me all over a garden?
Yeah, absolutely.
Through a gazebo?
In a gazebo?
That my friend's husband is a two-timer and I almost fell for him too.
Yep.
Jerry, unbeknownst to all this, sees Dale, goes up to her. She first sees him and they make eyes at each other and she books her for the elevator. Yeah. She goes hard pass. Yeah. Jerry goes up to her being like, hey, good to see you again. Fancy meeting you here. And she slaps him across the face.
Hell yeah.
And it's great.
It's a good slap.
It was that slap took me aback. I was not expecting that.
Because that was a real slap. She actually slapped him across the face. You can kind of tell.
Yeah. And he drops all his things. And as she gets in the elevator and Jerry's
of a person who works for the hotel, and it's very alarming.
Yes. And continuing that, okay, Horace and Jerry are in Horace's hotel room, and Horace is like, why the fuck did this girl slap you? Horace doesn't know it was Dale. Yeah. Horace is like, what? Why? Who is going? Why are you getting slapped? We can't afford any bad press for this show. Right. And Jerry's like, I don't know, but I want her to slap me again.
He's like, do it again.
And then cut to Dale's hotel room. She is there with Bedini. Yes. And the hotel manager and someone from the concierge is there as well. And they're like, we just want to know why you slapped that guy. Like, we need to be worried. Like, we don't want scandal for the hotel. And she's like, don't worry about it. This is so dumb. And I wrote the quote. She goes, I hate men. Looks at Bedini. I hate you. I hate all men. And Bedini goes, I am no man. I am Bedini. And then Bedini
threatens murder. But also,
I will kill him for you.
Right, because Bedini has this saying, which is, for a woman, a kiss. For a man,
kiss.
the
For
sword.
a man, the sword.
Wild.
This motherfucker brought fencing.
Yeah.
What are they called? Epes?
Yeah, epee blades, yeah. One thing, and I wasn't sure if I totally just misread what it was, but it sounds like Dale says that she slept with him.
She says he made love to me.
Yeah.
And I have to think
Bedini
that
says,
either two things
he
happened.
already ate the apple.
Oh, but okay.
And I know that
So
there's a bunch of like weird Adam and Eve imagery bullshit, yeah. But like she physically says we made love, and I'm like, did y'all fuck in a gazebo?
In the gazebo? Here's the thing. We thought that handshake was like, yes, now we are equals, and then they fucked in the gazebo. Or that turn of phrase in 1935 maybe does not mean what it means now.
Maybe.
I don't know the answer.
Or
I think
she danced with this man and was like, yes, please.
Here's the thing, and here's a propriety question. This is pre-Hays Code,
yeah.
I want to say. She is an unmarried woman in whatever fucking time period this is set in. Mm-hmm. Would she be admitting to having sex? Oh, no, this is after
the Hays Code. Hays Code was 34 to 68.
Oh, so this is like fresh Hays Code.
Beginning.
My question is, would she admit to Bedini that she, as an unmarried woman, had sex out of wedlock?
I don't know.
I don't know what that would say about her reputation. I don't know what would have been socially acceptable at the time. I'm not a historian. I just like musicals. I don't know. I think that if they actually fucked in the gazebo, that is very out of character for this kind of film.
That's why I was so shocked when she said we made love. And I was like, whoa, back up.
Excuse me?
You done what now? In public?
In a gazebo? That's why I think it doesn't mean what it means today.
Fully alarmed. Like
I heard it, I registered it, and I said, surely not. I did. I was just like, I think that means something else. I think that means that you
something else, because the idea that these two fucked in a gazebo.
We were. The horses were watching. The horses were there. No,
okay.
No, I have to think that it just means that like they made amorous affections.
Is surely not.
Surely not.
Anyway.
Oh, I love that that's become a bit in my life. Surely not.
Surely not.
All right.
So the management shows up with Dale to figure out what happened, and then they go upstairs to talk to Horace, because
Horace and Jerry
to see what happened. Now Horace does a big ol' looks out the door and sees it's the management and says, Jerry, go hide in the bathroom, because he doesn't want any scandal. And so he opens the door, and just then Bates also arrives, and he sort of instructs Bates to take responsibility and say that Bates was the one that Dale slapped, and it was just a
Bates was the one that got slapped, and it's because he was improper in the moment. And the management's like, okay, fine, weird, but fine.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't happen again. Yeah, and Horace is like, don't worry, I will manage the admonishment of my man.
Yes.
So
and then Bates and Horace almost reconcile and then get into an argument about hornets.
Yeah.
But Horace gives Bates the task. He's like, that woman that slapped Jerry, follow her. I want to know everything about her. I want to, again, being a good producer, wanting to avoid as much scandal as possible.
Yes. Now, I will say there is something that we missed in the scene with Alberto, which is Bedini, and Dale, where Dale is like, I'm just going to go home to America, because I don't want to go to Italy to face my friend, knowing that her husband just flirted and
with me, and we
fucked
me
in a gazebo. And Bedini is like, no, like, we have to go. You don't have to tell her, or maybe you do have to tell her. And she's like, no, you know what? Actually, you're right. She is my friend. I should go and tell her what happened so that she can have an informed decision of what she wants to do. So they
agree to go to Italy the next day.
So Jerry decides after his that evening, Jerry decides to figure out what happened and why she slapped him and goes down to her room, but she has already left. And he sees all of the flowers that he sent being thrown away.
Just like getting thrown in the trash. It's heartbreaking.
And then downstairs...
Just then Horace is like, we have to go do the show.
And downstairs, there's so much that happens, it was hard to take notes. Downstairs, Dale and Bedini get into a cab and head off to the airport. And just then, Bates, who's been instructed to follow her, goes downstairs, gets in a cab, and says my favorite thing ever that you can say to a cab driver, which is, follow that cab!
Follow that car! Follow that car! Follow that cab!
Incredible. So then he follows them to Italy. So then we cut to opening night.
Then Bates gets an Italian vacation.
Hell yeah.
Cut to opening night. Cut to the act break. Horace is over the moon. The critics are raving. All the men from the Thackeray Club are there and are having a great time.
A good time.
And Jerry is just kind of bummed.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I don't, like, this sucks. Like, I miss that girl. And Horace gets a telegram. He reads it aloud. And through this telegram, it is revealed that Madge's friend, the girl that she wants to set Jerry up with, is Dale Tremont.
And she's
so
just
Jerry's
going
like,
to Italy now.
So, after the show, we're going to Italy. And Horace is like, what? I thought we can't. No, the show's going so well. We have to stay.
Yeah.
And Jerry's like, if you want me to keep doing the show, we're going to Italy as soon as the show is over.
Yeah.
Then Act 2 begins, and we get the classic, which is the opener of Act 2,
Yep.
we get the classic Irving Berlin song, Top Hat, White Tie, and Tails. I got beef. That was me grabbing the microphone. Okay, it's not beef. It is simply a hippodrome conundrum.
Yes.
Which is, how big does Hollywood think Hollywood think stages are? The fact that at the audience level, there were then stairs behind. Absolutely not. This is some hippodrome bullshit.
I don't know how big Hollywood thinks Broadway shows are. I don't know.
I would love if Broadway had the budget for what Hollywood thinks Broadway theaters are.
Yeah.
Anyway,
whatever.
I had the biggest smile on my face during this entire number, even when Fred Astaire pretended to shoot the ensemble with his cane.
That was a thing that happened.
I didn't like it. I didn't like that bit.
Not useful and didn't make any sense. Anyway, but his tap dancing was stunning.
Great. How dare I have notes on his tap dancing. Cut to Italy.
To Venice.
Cut to Lido, which is an island in the Venice chain.
Yeah.
Bates has followed Dale to Italy, and there are, in this establishing shot of Venice, do people swim in the canals in Venice?
Dear God, I hope
didn't think so, but they were in this movie.
It's truly alarming. So,
Dale finds Madge
and reveals that Horace flirted with her, chased her, and caught her.
And fucked her in a
gazebo. And Madge is like, good for him. I didn't think he had it in him.
Yeah. She's not worried. She says Horace flirts with every girl he meets.
And he won't remember you. Don't worry about it.
Regardless of whether they actually fucked in a gazebo. Dale, it says exactly what you said, where it's like, he sent me flowers, he chased me around the park, and he caught me.
Yeah.
Implying, like, we had a big, sweeping romantic dance. And again, Madge is like, oh, good for him. He actually caught you. I'm impressed.
Wow.
Horace and Jerry fly to Italy.
Yes.
And Horace tells Jerry, he was like, hey, you got competition with Dale.
Yeah.
This Bedini guy has been sending her flowers every day, which Jerry already knows, actually. I don't know why that's said. But then Horace admits to Jerry that he himself has had a bit of a side piece.
Yep.
He met this girl in the zoo, and he forgot himself and let her kiss him.
Yes.
Her name is Violet.
What? So he very much is just like, I just don't want Madge to know. Cut back to Madge and Dale. Madge ends up saying that the real reason that she asked Dale to come was that she wanted to convince Dale that she needed to get married.
Great.
Just then, the plane arrives. Apparently it's a seaplane, and they land on the water.
Yes. And Dale and Madge go to meet the boat, and they see Jerry come off first.
Yes.
And Dale says, hard pass, and she runs away. This is a theme.
Yeah.
She runs away. Jerry goes, "Oh, hiya, Madge," and then goes after Dale.
Yes. Now
Bedini,
Horace comes off of Madge is like, "Oh, where's Horace?" And he's like, "I left him struggling with the bags." So Horace finally gets off the plane with the bags, and Bedini, who Dale has told told him what happened, and only knows the name Horace Hardwick, ends up finding Horace Hardwick and threatens him, being like, "Oh, you're Horace. You're the one that I was told about. If I ever see you again, I will murder you." So that's a thing that happens. So then Madge and Horace meet up, and there's so much miscommunication, y'all. No one says what they mean. Where there's a miscommunication where Madge thinks Horace is talking about Dale, and Horace thinks Madge has learned about Violet, who's the actual girl. So anyway, he flees in panic and goes to clean up after the flight.
Then Dale sets Jerry up for a trap.
Yeah. So Horace runs to his room, and I think Madge straight up asks Horace about Dale, and Horace says, "Oh, I've never actually met her." And Madge is lying. Cool. Interesting. So Horace runs to his room and tells Jerry that Madge knows about Violet, which is not true, but that's what he thinks based on the fact that no one uses names.
No. Side note, Jerry, so because Madge and Dale are here, they are staying together, which means Jerry and Horace have to stay in a room together.
Right.
And they're stuck in the bridal suite because the hotel has no other rooms.
There's no other rooms.
Yes.
Now, Madge and Dale are then hanging out, and Madge tells Dale that Horace straight up lied and said that he doesn't know who she is and doesn't remember her. So she decides to get a little bit of revenge. So she calls up to Horace's room, and Jerry answers the phone, sort of confirming to her that is who this is. So she says that she says, "I'm going to come up and see you," and he gets very excited. So at this point, Horace is in the bath. And
Horace is in the
Jerry
bathtub.
Have a little conversation where Horace is like, "This woman is acting bizarrely. Are you sure you've never met her before? In any time in the States?" And he's like, "No, I haven't met her. Have you met her in Paris?" And he's like, "I haven't been to Paris since I was 10, so definitely not there. I've never been to Moscow, so can't have met her there." And then we get the knock at the door. And so Jerry
also Horace is like,
in the
"You
bath.
can't meet with her alone. That's not proper."
Yeah.
And Jerry's like, "I don't fucking care.
I don't care.
I love this woman."
Yeah, we fucked in a gazebo. Propriety is out the window. So he goes to open the door, and Dale comes in and fully tries to gaslight him.
Yeah, she kisses him, she throws herself at him, and she makes up a story about them having actually met in the past in Paris.
Yes, last
trying
year.
to catch him in a lie, but he just plays along with it.
Yes,
and she gets
and pretends that she's
gets
another woman that he met there called Madeline.
Yes.
He's like, "Oh, you were going by a different name then. That's why I got confused."
Yeah. And she gets overwhelmed by her own
panics.
trap and flees.
Yeah, and runs. She leaves, and Jerry is just like, "I'm so into this woman. She is crazy, and she matches my crazy."
Yeah. And then Horace does come out of the bath, just missing Dale. If Dale had seen Horace, we might have gotten the conundrum of, "Oh, you're not Horace. You're Horace." But Horace, having overheard this whole conversation, goes, "Jerry, obviously this woman is trying to trap you in something." And he's like, "Great, I want to be caught."
Amazing. So Dale goes back downstairs to talk to Madge, and she's like, "Madge, whatever I was planning didn't work. He thought that I was someone else that he met in Paris. I think that your husband is running around on you more than you think." And Madge is just like, good for him. Madge could not give a fuck, because Madge is living in Venice on her husband's dime, and her husband is somewhere else, and Madge is having a great time.
Madge is having a great time.
Yes.
Okay.
Cut to dinner.
This is a dinner where Madge is going to set up her friend Dale and her friend Jerry, who haven't met.
Right.
So Dale is sitting with Madge. Dale's like I don't really want to be here. She sees Jerry walk into the dining room. She goes, oh, I definitely don't want to be here. Yeah. He walks over and Madge introduces the two of them and Dale says,
importantly, does not introduce them. Jerry comes over and is like, it's so good to see you again. And Madge is like, oh, you guys have already met. So no names are given.
No names are given.
Right. So, and then this whole thing happens where it just sounds like Madge and Harold
literally
are
setting
in like
up
an
her
open
husband.
relationship where she's just like, I'm just looking for people to keep my husband busy. And it's honestly the funniest concept. And she's just like, oh, I just want you guys to meet. You know, don't mind me. You two go dance. You kids have fun.
Dance.
Like,
yeah, and Dale keeps looking over at Madge, being like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?"
And
Madge
just like giving her
like winks, because in Madge's mind, she was like, "I just set up the perfect lovebirds, like my two young single friends." To Dale, Madge just like threw her husband at her, and there's a moment while they are dancing that Dale essentially says,
"Well,
you know what? Fuck it. I'm attracted to this guy, and if Madge approves me dancing and fucking
flirting with her husband." Yeah.
Yes, and
sure, I guess.
And they dance out of the ballroom, across a bridge, and out into this like massive piazza by the canals.
And we get the song "Dancing Cheek to Cheek," and she is in this fantastic
This is the
dress.
Iconic.
Yeah, this is my homework, obviously. She has this gorgeous, fantastic dress that is just covered in feathers, which I will talk about later because it was very dramatic.
Fucking ostrich feathers.
But it's this gorgeous dance number, and they're just like spinning around, throwing each other around, matching step for step, and like there's this fantastic spin at the end that ends in like the deepest dip possible, and it's just so stunning. Insane. Anyway, so they end the dance up against a wall together, and Dale
up against a wall. That's all I was gasping at.
And Dale steps away and out onto like a slightly more private balcony, I guess, and she's like hesitant about this whole thing, like, I don't know how I feel about this. And eventually Jerry full on just proposes to her and is like, I want to marry you. And she is shocked that this guy who she believes is married to her friend, even if they're in an open relationship, wants to divorce her friend and marry her. So she slaps him again.
Yeah. And she says, how could I have fallen in love with anyone as low as you?
Yeah.
And she storms off, and Jerry just goes, oh, she loves me. We then see Dale packing to leave, and Madge is like, what? Why are you leaving? And
she's like,
you shouldn't leave. You should find yourself a husband that you can rely on. And
she's like, speaking of husband, yours wants to divorce you to marry me.
Yeah, just then Horace arrives at the girls' suite.
And so Madge shuts the door so that no one like Dale and Horace do not see each other, and she full on decks him in the face.
Yeah, because the next time we see him, he's got a big old black eye.
Real good.
I loved it.
I loved it too. Team Madge. Cut downstairs, and Bedini is talking to Dale, and he is just thrilled.
Yeah, Bedini finds Dale sulking, essentially. He's like, why are you sad? The dress that I made was a success. Everyone wants to know where it was from.
About it. And she's sad, and he's like, well, listen, I'm hot, I'm rich. Do you want to just marry me?
Why not? This is the quote. He says, why not? I'm rich, I'm pretty.
That's what I'm saying. He's so silly. Just marry me. And she's like, listen, I'm really upset, but like, if you actually genuinely want to marry me, like, my friend tells me that like I'm supposed to do this and it will be good for me, so fuck it. If you want to get married, let's go. And
they decide to get married right away, and Bates is there and overhears this and follows them, and that's going to come back later. Just then,
Jerry's talking to Horace, and they're on their way to go back up and talk to Madge and see what's going on. And Jerry convinces Horace to come clean about Violet.
Yes, just then the manager of the hotel comes up being like, hey, you guys are in the bridal suite?
Yes.
We actually have a couple that just got married, and we want to give that to them. Can we put you in another room? And the boys are like, what? Okay, fine. Like, we have bigger fish to fry. We're not worried about that. Sure.
Yeah. So,
Horace and Jerry go to
Madge's room.
Madge and Dale's room, just then, Dale calls Madge on the phone, and we learn that Dale tells Madge that she just got married.
Yes.
This is when it all is revealed between Jerry,
place.
Horace, and Madge that Dale has thought Jerry was Horace and vice versa. Or Jerry was Horace this entire time.
Yes. And he's like, oh, okay. Things make more sense now. So he does the dumbest thing possible. So, instead of going to find this woman and being like, hi, there has been a major mistake, let me explain it to you, he decides to go up to the suite, the bridal suite that he still has the key for, and Bedini walks in. Okay. Yeah, Bedini walks in and is like, what the fuck are you doing in my bridal suite? And I have the key, and Jerry's like, huh, shocks, me too.
Funny, I also have the key.
And so Bedini's like, I'm gonna go talk to management because you should not be here. So he leaves. Jerry then sneaks.
Jerry leaves.
Also leaves. I don't know why he needed
like,
to
via
go
the
there
window
in the first place. Goes upstairs to the room above the bridal suite, which I thought the bridal suite was normally the penthouse, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I thought he went below.
No, he went above because he starts.
No, he goes above. Yeah. He goes above. Dale comes into the bridal suite.
Yes.
And Bedini gets back as well.
Yeah. And management is like, let us know if anyone shows up again. There's no one here now.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah. Dale and Bedini embrace and are about to kiss, but then Jerry, having climbed upstairs to the room above, starts to tap dance. And Dale hears him and goes, this motherfucker.
And sends Bedini up, saying that is
upstairs
Horace,
to make him
stop him. But she has a change of heart, knowing that Bedini just grabbed a fucking sword and dipped upstairs. So she calls Madge and is like, okay, I'm very sorry.
My husband's about to kill your husband.
Please go save him. So upstairs, Jerry is tap dancing, and he opens the door to let the sound carry down the hall. And whenever he hears someone coming up the stairs, he knows that Bedini is on his way. So he turns to Horace and is like, keep the noise going.
Who is in the room.
Who is there with him. Yeah. Keep the noise going. And then he dips out the window to go down the balcony.
That's when he goes downstairs.
And sneak into the bridal suite with Dale. Down there, Jerry turns to Dale and is like, I have to talk to you because there's been a big mistake. To talk. Can we go somewhere else to talk? Because this bridal suite is apparently not an appropriate place for me to just say, hi, my name's Jerry. So they go elsewhere to do that. Upstairs.
Meanwhile, Jerry has left Horace to his death. Bedini arrives. Horace tries to explain, like, what is going on, but Bedini's like, you're not gonna trick me.
No, your name is Horace.
You English motherfucker.
Horace is a bad person.
To kill Horace.
So I'm gonna kill you. Just then Madge
he keeps trying to fight him. Yeah, he keeps trying to, and Madge is like, please keep trying to kill my husband.
By all means, kill my husband.
But they do loop in
Bedini
to the fact that Jerry and Dale have now left.
Or so they clue him in, being like, hey, this has been a big miscommunication. This is not the person that did this. And he's like, oh, okay, never mind. I don't want to kill you then. And so then they go downstairs. Now, so what has happened is, instead of staying in the bridal suite, Jerry and Dale get into a gondola, and he sort of explains everything. So everything is revealed. However, Dale is like, I'm married now. But the person who is driving their gondola is
their
fucking
gondolier.
Bates.
Because he's still doing his job. He's still tailing Dale.
And so,
but then he falls in the water.
He falls off and the boat just goes away. So then Bates goes to get Horace and is like, they're drifting out to sea, we need to go save them. And so Madge and Horace and Bedini get into a tiny little motorboat and go to search and find for this gondola that has gone out to sea.
Yeah. However, Dale and Jerry were absolutely fine. They they rounded a bend and they fully get out of their boat and walk the boat back to where they picked it up. They're like, it's weird that I have to park my own boat. Yeah. Dale turns to Jerry and she goes, okay, I understand everything that's happened. I'm all caught up. I need to go talk to Bedini. Yes. I need to clue him in as to what is going on.
I have technically married this man. So I don't know what we're gonna do. And so we get a cut
Bates
of
tells
we get a cut of all of Madge, Horace, and Bedini out at sea in this little thing, and they're looking, and they're like in the cold and the mist, and they run out of gas.
And their boat runs out of gas.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck. Back on shore, Bates runs into Jerry once Dale has walked away, and he goes, oh, everyone's out at sea, and guess what? I emptied the gas. There ain't no gas in their boat. So Jerry learns, Bedini's not...
murder his employer?
Jerry now realizing that, like, Dale's going to talk to Bedini. Bedini's not even here.
Yeah.
He chases after Dale.
Yeah.
Then Bates gets arrested because he's impersonating a gondolier. It's not important.
Yeah.
Cut to Dale and Bedini's wedding reception.
Yeah.
Where Bedini's not there because he's lost at sea right now.
So
Jerry and
just
Dale
sits down and they have the wedding dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, they sit. There's not a lot of people there. There's a cake, and Jerry cheers Dale and goes, let's eat, drink, and be merry, because tomorrow we have to face him.
Yep.
Him being Bedini. And like, we'll face him together.
We'll figure it out.
We want to be together. We'll figure it out. I'm with you. I support you.
Yes.
Then the carnival starts.
Then we get the song The Piccolino, which Dale starts to sing. And it's the same thing as that fucking dance number in Gay Divorcee, in which it is too long, and it's basically just unnecessary, and it's a bunch of people dancing, and it's pretty good, but the highlight, as always, is going to be like Fred
Astaire and Ginger Rogers
dancing together.
It just really felt like a phoned in final number.
Yeah.
And then here's the thing, it's not even the fucking finale.
No.
The dancing ends, Bedini gets back to shore.
Because I got picked up by a local fisherman.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna kill Jerry, but first I'm cold. I got a cold from being wet. So he goes up to the bridal suite, and he is wrapped up in a blanket.
Full marshmallow.
Dale and Jerry go to the bridal suite and try to talk to Bedini.
They try to talk to Bedini. Downstairs, Horace gets out of the fish boat and is approached by the manager of the hotel saying, hey, your man has been arrested. He would have gone to jail, but I posted bail for him. So he finds Bates, and then they all rush to the bridal suite, and the final twist is revealed, where Bates, who has been following Dale, was almost discovered by Bedini and Dale, and to disguise himself, he's turned around his bow tie so it looked like he had like a clergyman's collar, and he's the one that married them, and because he's not it's not a valid marriage.
Which means Jerry and Dale can be together. So this tells me that both Dale and Bedini have face blindness.
Yes.
And really, Bedini got the short end of the stick in this deal. Like, but that's how it ends.
And that's the end. And then they dance off
Jerry
into the sunset.
and Dale truly dance off into the sunset. I am out of breath and irritated.
Honestly, this happens every time with older movies where it's just very languid and leisurely for the first hour. And then the last 20 minutes, they're just like, we gotta jam in a lot of plot.
We gotta wrap this
Wrap it up.
See, I disagree a lot because the misunderstanding happened so early on and continued for so long. Like, there was a point, they were still in London where I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, how long is this misunderstanding gonna go?
The whole movie.
Truly until the end of the film.
Whole movie.
Grace, what'd you think of this movie?
Did enjoy this movie. But as I said,
she says with a gun to her head.
Yeah, I say reading the prompt from my kidnapper. And no.
Is your kidnapper Irving Berlin?
Surprise! He's back with a vengeance. I did enjoy this movie. It did feel very much a copy paste and change the font of Gay Divorcee.
Divorcee.
I feel like if I had seen this one first, I might have enjoyed it more because I had less that I hated about this one than I did about Gay Divorcee, because Gay Divorcee, I hated the car chase so much it threw me off.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if I had seen this first, I would have just been like, oh hell yeah, like this is silly, like, but everyone's like, it doesn't feel like he's like harassing a person. Like, he's still harassing a person, but it's not nearly as bad. I feel like I would have liked this movie more if I had seen it before Gay Divorcee, but it just really just felt like the same plot.
What's funny is I clearly didn't like Gay Divorcee enough because I forgot everything about it other than the car chase. Yeah. So I did not remember any similarities because there's not an aggressive car chase. It has the same actor.
The guy who plays Horace is also in the Gay Divorcee in pretty much the exact same role.
Oh yeah, and also I think the guy that plays Benetti is also in the Gay Divorcee because he plays Tonetti.
Too? Is he also so. Tonetti? Stop. Hold on.
I think he is.
One moment, please. Because that's suddenly very important for me to know. Eric
Rhodes. Yeah.
Yes, he fucking was. Guys, this is the same goddamn movie.
Well, here's the thing. That's why Gay Divorcee was also banned in Italy. Oh God, because so his depiction of Tonetti was so offensive to the Italian government.
Much to Mussolini's displeasure as I read his Wikipedia page. Incredible.
Not just the Italian government, Mussolini.
Oh my God.
But yeah, they're the same film. I just clearly didn't remember or like the Gay Divorcee enough to remember the plot.
Yeah.
If I have to compare them, having just briefly reread the plot synopsis for Gay Divorcee, I agree with you. I liked this better. I thought the dancing was better integrated into the plot of this. And I'm going to get into reviews and reception later, but I agree with the reviews, which is like, the plot's weak.
Yeah.
But hey, they're fun to look at while they dance.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Agreed.
Shall we do a little dramaturgy?
Yeah.
Dramaturgy report. All right, so not only was this the exact same film of Gay Divorcee, it had the same director and cinematographer. So I'm gonna go through these. Really, just copy paste. I think the problem is the writer.
Copy paste, change the font.
But directed by Mark Sandrich, an American film director, writer, and producer. Started in shorts, did some uncredited second camera work on Flying Down to Rio, which was a Fred Astaire Ginger Rogers musical from 1933. The very next year, he was given the job of directing The Gay Divorcee, which proved to be such a tremendous success that the studio was like, great, another one, smash! And that gave us... Top Hat. In 1939, Sandrich left RKO for Paramount because they gave him a chance to be a producer and a director. And he sadly died during pre-production for Blue Skies, the Holiday Inn sequel, of a heart attack, and he was only 44. Oh. The cinematographer was David Abel, a Russian cinematographer who came to the U.S. as a child. He was a favorite collaborator of Sandrich, and they worked on 5 Fred Astaire Ginger Rogers musicals, including Gay Divorcee, Top Hat, Follow the Fleet, Swing Time, and Shall We Dance? Yeah. And I loved this. He fully retired in 1937, but Sandrich persuaded him to come back to be a cameraman for Holiday Inn in 1942.
Cute.
That's it. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah. The writers were the same, Dwight Oliver Taylor and Alan Scott. They were Dwight and Alan. They both wrote, Dwight Oliver Taylor wrote Gay Divorcee and then also wrote this. Alan Scott also wrote like Follow the Fleet, Swing Time, Shall We Dance, Carefree, as well as Roberta. So they basically just worked together on putting this plot together. Now, the screenplay. So, Fred Astaire did react negatively to the first couple of drafts, complaining that it is patterned too closely after The Gay Divorcee. So, before this, it was even closer. Alan Scott was hired to help out Dwight Taylor to do rewrites, and to sort of add a little bit more and change some of the plot points to make it a little bit more different than The Gay Divorcee. The story was said to have been inspired by Scandal in Budapest and A Girl Who Dares. Now, the Hays Code only insisted on a few changes, which the biggest one was Bedini's motto, which is for the woman the kiss, for the man the sword, which originally ran much worse than that, for the men the sword, for the woman the whip.
The whip.
Wow! Hate that.
Hate that.
Cool. Yeah, that was, I read that and was just like, I'm sorry. What?
What?
Now, Taylor recalled that making this movie with Sandrich and Berlin, there was like a childlike excitement. And whenever he left RKO a year later, he was told, "You will never again see so much of yourself on the screen." So it was like he felt like his contributions to this script were more like he was able to see himself on the screen. Anyway, so this was composer Irving Berlin's first complete film score since 1930. So 8 songs from the original score ended up being discarded because they felt like it didn't advance the film's plot. And fair enough, a lot of the songs, even though it was just like a lot of songs into dance number, I felt like the relationship between the characters had changed by the end of the dance number. And so it did feel like it advanced the plot.
Yeah, I think all the songs and dances move the plot forward.
So they cut,
with the exception of the finale.
Right. So they cut 8 songs from the score in an effort to make sure that the songs that they were using were actually helpful. And it was said that this success really helped restore Irving Berlin's self-confidence. Fred Astaire and Irving Berlin had never met before this film, but Fred Astaire had obviously danced to some of his music, and because of this film, they had a lifelong friendship, and they ended up doing 6 films together. And Fred Astaire wrote about... and Berlin wrote about Astaire in his memoir. "He's a real inspiration for a writer. I'd have never written Top Hat without him. He makes you feel so secure." I did think it was funny. So apparently Irving Berlin could not read or write music. He could only pick out tunes on a specially designed piano that transposed keys automatically, and he had an assistant to help him notate the music he had in his head, but he never actually learned piano.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. I thought that was an interesting fact. So I talked about Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers in The Gay Divorcee. So the person that I want to talk about a little bit this time is the guy who played Horace Hardwick. Because he ended up being a very kind of cool person and got kicked out of college 3 times, which I want to talk about as well. So Edward Everett Horton Jr. is an American character actor. So he started as a student at an Oberlin College in Ohio, where he majored in German, but he was asked to leave after he climbed to the top of a building and, after a crowd gathered, threw off a dummy, making them think that he had jumped. And the college said, "Get the fuck out."
Yeah, no more of that.
Then he went to the Polytechnic Institute in Brooklyn for 1 year until the school discontinued his arts courses. So then he moved to Columbia until he got involved with vaudeville. And after that, quote, "To put it gently, Columbia and I came to an amicable parting of the ways. They were just as glad to see me go as I was to get out." So he ended up moving into vaudeville, and then he moved to Hollywood, and he had his first starring role in 1922. And because he started in vaudeville, he was able to make the transition from silent pictures to talkies quite easily because he had already done all of this vocal work and knew how to project and knew how to enunciate. And so he was one of the actors that made that transition very, very easily because of his stage background. One of his main things that people knew him for, he had, and we see it a lot in this movie, he cultivated his own special variation of the double take, which is, an actor's reaction followed by a delayed, more extreme reaction. And in his version, he smiles and nods in agreement, and then realization sets in, and then it collapses completely into a troubled panic moment, which happens all the time, in which his wife is like, "Yeah, go ahead and kill him." He's like, "Yes, wait, no."
Yeah, you're right, he did do that.
Does that a lot,
but it was never distracting.
No, and it always made sense.
This film was so
heightened. A character, but he apparently, this actor is known for that specific thing of just not really understanding, and then the light bulb goes off and going, wait, no, I resent that. Like, so he starred in many comedy features in the 30s, usually playing a mousy fellow who put up with domestic or professional problems to a certain point and then asserts himself for a happy ending. So he's best remembered for his character roles in supporting roles. So Front Page, Gay Divorcee, Alice in Wonderland from the 30s, Top Hat, Holiday, Sex and the Single Girl, and then his last role was in the comedy film Cold Turkey in 1971. So this man was working in Hollywood from 1922 to the 70s.
God bless him.
God bless. He was so prolific that he sometimes found himself committed to 2 projects at the same time, and one project would be in progress while the second project would come up sooner than expected and force him to make other arrangements. He had, like, Buster Keaton had to take over for him in one of his Broadway shows once because he got an option to do, like, a Capra movie, and so there's, like, all of these times where he's just in such high demand. He ended up passing in 1970, so his final film came out posthumously. He died of cancer in 1970 at the age of 84, and for his contribution, he has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So he's just like a really, really good character actor, and it's so funny because he popped up in this movie, and I was like, I remember your face. I know you. Yeah. And he's so silly and such an easy comic relief and a good straight man of just things bounce off him to make things funny.
Yes, he is. Exactly. Yeah. I agree with this thing that you said. To talk about reviews and reception, this film did super fucking well. It opened at Radio City Music Hall on August 29th, 1935, and it set a house record with grossing just under $135,000 its first week. I loved this. During opening night or maybe during the first week, they had to, quote, deploy 25 policemen to control the crowds. I thought that was such a silly, specific 25 fact.
That's silly.
No more, no less. It was RKO's most profitable film of the 30s. It ended up earning $3 million at the box office. For the time, that is not adjusted for inflation. Nowadays, that would be $56 million. And the only other film to outgross it in the year it came out was Mutiny on the Bounty.
Ooh, yeah.
To pull some reviews were generally positive. The Los Angeles Evening Herald Express, what a name for a newspaper, praised the film. They said, Top Hat is the tops, with Fred Astaire dancing and singing Irving Berlin tunes. One, in his right mind, couldn't ask for much more, unless, of course, it could be a couple of encores. The New York Times was a little more scathing. It praised the film's musical numbers, but criticized the storyline, describing it as a little on the thin side, but also stating that it's sprightly enough to plug those inevitable gaps between the shimmeringly gay dances.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about some singing and dancing?
Yeah. I mean, dancing, how dare I have notes?
No, how dare I have notes? How dare I have notes? How dare anyone dance in this film other than Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire?
And they don't. So the dancing is spectacular. Like, my homework is going to be Cheek to Cheek. It's so good. And I mean, but the thing is that singing is not the thing that you go to see a Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers movie for. So honestly, I don't remember the vocals that much because they're not the highlight.
No, Ginger sang, I think, once or twice. Fred sang a lot in this film, actually.
Yeah, he did. And it's
to the point where I was like, did Fred Astaire do his own singing?
Yes.
Yeah, I looked it up because I was like, I don't remember you being this good.
And he is good, but obviously the thing that he is best at is his dancing. So, like,
he's known
while the
for
singing
dancing.
is good, it doesn't blow me away. It's not like, you know, what's his name? Howard Keel's fucking baritone. It doesn't blow me away, but his dancing sure as fuck does, and his singing is still incredibly good.
Yeah, he carries it well.
Absolutely.
Dancing is the strength. Singing, not bad. Wasn't so poor it was distracting.
No. But it also wasn't so incredible that I was like, whoa.
Gripes and giggles?
My gripe is that it's the same
moments
plot.
Of joy? Yeah.
You know. The giggles... Oh, sorry, what's your gripe?
No, my Yeah, I just found it. I can't decide if there was too much plot or not enough.
Well, I think also this comes under
I'm sorry.
the same...
My gripe is that I'm sorry, I take that back. My gripe is that I greatly dislike when the plot is based off of a simple misunderstanding.
That's what I was going to say. It's like, it comes to the same thing that we both have the issue in with any, like, romance novels or anything like that. Where it's just like, if your plot hinges around the fact that people are not communicating to each other, I'm not interested.
I'm sorry. That's bad writing. I'm sorry.
Come up with a better plot.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like my least favorite thing. So yeah, that I'll hop on that gripe too.
Yeah.
Giggles. There were a lot of really good one-liners.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say that my giggle is the very much in the gazebo of just like, would you like to be rescued? And she's like, no, I'd rather stay in distress.
I mean, this is gonna be actually not my giggle is also the one-liners, but specifically Bedini's one-liners, where
I'm rich, I'm pretty.
I'm rich and I'm pretty. What more do you want? But no, it was. He had a lot of malapropisms that I didn't quote any of. But the Adam and Eve bit, when Dale goes, I hate men, I hate you, I hate all men. He goes, well, I'm no man, I am Bedini. He's so genuine. Is the thing that really made me,
for sure.
Yeah, really, really genuine, and which is why I think they were successful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moment of joy. My moment of joy, honestly, this is a bit unorthodox. My moment of joy was you and I fully stopping this podcast to discuss whether or not they actually fucked in a gazebo or not. Like, what he made love to me actually meant. That's fuck any kind of moment of joy I had before it. That's it. That's it for me.
Let's deconstruct the likelihood that they fucked in public in a gazebo.
In a gazebo. In a thunderstorm, in a public park.
With the horses watching. Good. Same. I'll jump on that one.
You're gonna jump on that moment of joy? Amazing. You didn't have
my only other moment of joy is gonna be my homework, which is the cheek to cheek dance. It is just so sweeping. Yeah. It pulls your entire heart and soul with it, and it feels like your heart is being swept around the ballroom with them. I love watching dance numbers that take up space. It gives such joy.
What about any fun facts?
I have the whole story about the feathers.
Okay, great. So in a New York Times interview from 1977, Irving Berlin says that this film, Top Hat, was his favorite of the musical scores that he's written. Mm-hmm. It was his favorite. And I have a quote that says, he said he was 88 years old at the time. And he goes, it's as favorite as I can get. I love it. And Top Hat, White Tie and Tails is the best of the songs I wrote for the Astaire films. Yep. And then the interview goes on to say, the mere mention of Mr. Astaire touched a soft spot, Mr. Berlin acknowledged, and he speaks of the dancer as my closest and best friend. I love that, and I also love him being like, yeah, that was a great song that I wrote.
I did a great fucking job, and you're welcome.
Yeah.
So the feathers thing. So Ginger Rogers' dress in the cheek to cheek sequence is covered in feathers, and there's this low cut back. It is a stunning dress. Now,
I think this dress is preserved.
Oh,
I'm
sure
gonna double check. I think it's in the Smithsonian. If not, another dress from this film.
So normally they had someone else who was in charge of dressing everyone for these sorts of movies, but for this routine, Ginger Rogers was determined to use this dress. Quote, I was determined to wear this dress come hell or high water, and why not? It moved beautifully. Obviously, no one in the cast or crew was willing to take sides, particularly not my side. This was all right.
Oh, I was wrong.
No.
Sorry, it's the dress she wore in the Piccolino number that's on display.
Not as fun.
Bad choice. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you.
She said, this was all right with me. I had stood alone before. At least my mother was there to support me in the confrontation with the entire front office, plus Fred and Mark Sandrich. So the issue was, this dress it took so long to put together because these were ostrich feathers, had to be sewn individually into the dress. Now, Fred Astaire normally approved the gowns and might suggest like some minor modifications during rehearsals once they sort of got the dress moving within the dance itself. He saw the dress the first time on the day of the shoot and was horrified because whenever they did a spin, it was like a poof of feathers just like flooped out of the dress. He recalled later, "It was like a chicken attacked by a coyote. I never saw so many feathers in my life." He did lose his temper and he raised his voice at Ginger Rogers, who burst into tears, at which point her mother came charging at him like a rhinoceros. So then that night they took the dress back and had a couple of seamstresses basically working on it all night to like re-secure more strongly all of the feathers, which did resolve most of the problem. However, whenever you look at the final sequence, you can see some feathers still floating around and lying on the floor. So later at the end, Fred Astaire presented Ginger Rogers with a gold feather for her charm bracelet and then ended up serenading her with a ditty that parodied the tune, which was basically "Feathers, I hate feathers. I hate them so that I can hardly speak." Whole deal. It's very silly. And then thereafter, Fred Astaire would nickname Ginger Rogers Feathers and has a whole chapter in his autobiography titled Feathers. And he also parodied this experience in a song and dance routine with Judy Garland in Easter Parade in 1948. So that is the scandal of the feathers that happened with this movie.
I love it.
So good.
That's all she wrote.
I think that's all she wrote. So
for Top
I've been
Hat.
clear about my homework. Do you have any other ones, or do you want to just jump on to the cheek to cheek?
No, I'm gonna jump on yours. It was gonna be watching
one of their dance.
You don't
numbers.
need to watch this film.
Nah.
Watch Cheek to Cheek.
Yeah.
And wear some feathers.
Yeah.
Wear some feathers. Fuck Fred Astaire.
In a gazebo specifically.
Specifically in a gazebo. Only in a gazebo is it permitted to fuck Fred Astaire. He's actually the spirit that's been haunting that gazebo in that London park for 100 years.
Good.
All right, let's get out of here. If you're still here, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of 5678, a movie musical podcast. I have been Anna.
I'm still Grace.
Take care of yourselves and others, and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know.